business family, and welcome to another episode of the Business of Black Business. Now, I have a question for you. Are you a business that's looking for mentorship and access to capital? You know, we always are. Today, we get to talk to someone who can actually help you to take your business from one place to the next. As far as I'm concerned, a juggernaut in her space. Hello, my name is Jay Reynolds. I own and operate Wolf Creek Consulting. We are a top-ranked executive staffing company that places people in finance, accounting, and IT. And you know that this is the Business of Black Business, and it's a show about you. This show is designed to help Black entrepreneurs and would-be business owners to start and to scale a business. It's really a unique opportunity to gain access to people that you would never be able to talk to. Really successful business owners and thought leaders. I really want you to understand how they did it. I want you to be in the room. Now, today we get to talk to a powerhouse in finance, mentorship, and empowerment. She's the South Florida Regional Director of BBIF, and she'll tell you what that's all about in a second. She is also dedicated community leader who is a founder of a number of different nonprofits. We're going to get to talk to her about some of those projects and platforms that she has as well. Lande, thank you very much for being on the show. How are you? Great to see you.
Thank you for having me, Jay. Thank you so much.
Well, welcome to the Business of Black Business. This is all about you, you know it? Now, first of all, when we get started, I want you to tell us who you are and why. You really have a really unique background, right? Based on I'm lucky enough to know you, right? So I really want people to understand what makes you you and what has been your journey. Why don't you take us through some of that?
Well, thank you again, Jay. My name is Myrlande, but I do go by Lande. A little bit about myself: born and raised Miami, Florida. Currently in the Broward space. I live in Broward now, but just a young girl, parents, immigrants from Haiti. Just came here, had a dream for their children, and being prosperous. So something about myself, if you guys are very familiar with the Haitian community, finance is not something that they kind of gear to, that their children do, typically in the health. So me bringing finance to my community was something completely different and something that I was inspired by, is really educating our folks on how to not only gain wealth, but how to maintain it for their businesses. So again, a little bit about myself. Like I mentioned, I was born and raised here in Miami, Florida. Went to Miami Jackson Go Generals, an alumni of FIU.
Yeah.
I'm an AKA as well.
I just learned something. I didn't know you're a Sarah.
Yeah, I am.
I just found, my goodness. We've never talked about that.
That's So basically, for the most part, I'm currently now, my experience in banking, I've been in finance rather for the last 15 years. I've deployed and also managed over $100 million in assets, and deployed as well. Prior to that, I worked for a major financial institution before transitioning here at BBIF, which is a CDFI.
We're going to talk about that. I want to drill down into BBIF. First of all, you're so modest. I mean, you've done so many more things than that. And I really wanted to understand kind of like where your family came from and what did your parents do? What makes you you? I mean, people need to understand that, hey, look, it just didn't happen to you. It happened. There was a journey, right? Tell us a little bit more about that. But who were your mentors?
So to start off, my parents, as I mentioned, are two Haitian immigrants that came from Haiti, did very service work. My mom was a cook. My dad was a carpenter. They just really drove into all of us how to be very independent, and to assure that if they're going to come, made it a reason why they came to this country, which was really to, for the American dream. I was, like I said, in Miami, predominantly in the inner city. If you guys are familiar with the Overtown area, I did the beginning of my childhood there. Ended up in Little Haiti, So actually one of the things that I really wanted to focus on is not becoming a product of my environment. And that's something that, again, I keep bringing up my parents because they kept instilling that, and specifically my mother, is not becoming a product of our environment. So one of the things that sets me apart is what my mother did was she assured that I went to schools outside of my area. So you
Mm,
have to understand, an immigrant parent speaks no English, but she knew that I was not going to get the level of education that she felt was suited in the environment that I was in. So I would have to wake up maybe like 5 o'clock in the morning to go to school in, South Miami, the Brickell type area. Um,
right. So you bust. You're a kid that spent a lot of time on the bus.
Not really.
Interesting.
And my mom, not really, because my mom, she was so afraid of that. So she took me to school.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. So she would bring me to school, me and my siblings, to school every morning, take that 45-minute drive, and my dad would bring us back home. So, things like that. And in doing that, it opened me up to so many things. It allowed me not to only be bilingual, but trilingual.
Yeah,
Um,
and we'll talk about that in a second because that's really one of the things that I want to share with people about you is the fact that hey, you have been in a lot of different environments and you have made yourself very, very well known, well respected, and the fact that you are trilingual allows you to be, I wouldn't call it a chameleon, but it allows you to be able to operate effectively and with a lot of different groups. Let's start with your role at BBIF. What's the day to day look like for you and here being the regional director for South Florida? What types of businesses are you supporting?
Great question. So, as the South Florida Regional Director for BBIF, BBIF Capital now, my day to day kind of looks like is really honing in and finding clients that need financing first and foremost. So,
Hmm.
what does that look like? Can they support the capital that they're looking for? Right. So, we currently look for any businesses either um, within a year of business I've worked with and clients that's been over 15, 20 years in business. So what we do is we want to make sure we're not only providing you with the capital, we're also educating you on the capital that we're providing you as well. So, businesses I kind of look for, you name them, we kind of
How to
do.
use it, how to scale, how to take care of it. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. So,
Um,
go ahead.
BBIF. No, you go ahead. Go ahead and finish your thought. I'm sorry.
No worries. So basically, with BBIF, we focus on businesses that are either in, you know, I have restaurants, I have funeral homes, I have, I can name, the list goes on. I have construction companies. So we kind of just think outside the box. So we kind of look to provide financing and create
Hmm.
the financing or orchestrate it to fit that client.
You know what? One of the common things, threads, and I talk to small businesses all the time, and I really try to mentor them as well. It's always access to capital, but it goes beyond that, right? What are some of the common challenges that you try to help small businesses overcome?
I think one of the main challenges, especially in Black businesses, is really understanding what access to capital is.
Hmm.
For the most part, a lot of folks, unfortunately, think, I have a great idea, I have a great business plan, give me the money. And it doesn't,
Yeah,
you
good
know,
luck with that.
yeah, and it doesn't work that way. So my goal is to really educate them on how is this going to actually help grow and scale your business? Because I can give you $1 million today and you can be out of business, believe it or not, in 90 days. Because now providing you with that level of dollars, you might think it's helping you, but the same way debt can help your business, it can definitely put you out of business.
Absolutely.
So those are the things I try to educate clients on and
Hmm.
understanding what that looks like. So for instance, if you're coming
I'll
to
tell you what
me,
we got to do. I hate to interrupt you, but hold on to that thought because I want to come right back to it. We're going to be right back. We're going to take a short commercial break. We'll be right back with Lande Simeon. So I'm looking forward to it. We'll be right back.
February 19th to the 22nd. Join your favorite culinary stars at the Food Network South Beach Wine and Food Festival.
It's going to be amazing.
Don't miss out on the gastronomic extravaganza that's making waves.
If you haven't been, you are missing it.
Take part in masterclasses, tastings, exclusive events, and so much more. Proceeds benefit educational programs and scholarships at Florida International University.
And buy your tickets early because they're going to go quick.
Get your tickets now at SoBWFF.org.
Welcome home to Kitchen and Cocktails by Kevin Kelly, America's best comfort food. Guess what? Reservations are now open, and we cannot wait to serve you with the finest Southern food this country has seen. Kitchen and Cocktails by Kevin Kelly. Go to Open Table and book your reservation now, or find us on Instagram at Kitchen Cocktails with a K USA. Welcome home. Book your reservation now.
To learn more about what we do, to get involved in our mission to help all of Broward's children learn, grow, and thrive, or to find a program or service for your children, visit us at cscbroward.org. The Children's Services Council of Broward County. Our focus is our children.
We're back with Myrlande, Simeon, BBIF. Myrlande, I want you to kind of continue along that same thread before the commercial break, where you're talking about the challenges that you help small businesses with, because I think that's really, really important. You know, giving people money is one thing, but helping them to be able to manage that capital and take their business to the next, I think is much more, even much more important.
Oh, absolutely. As I was mentioning, it's providing you the level of capital is to assure that you can maintain it, right? So one of the things I try to educate clients on is, for every dollar that you ask to borrow, make sure you can prove to me you can pay it back. Yeah. So what that means is, I want to see it on paper, and Uncle Sam wants to see it too, right? So what that looks like, at bare minimum, this is just a quick tip. Anytime you're looking for financing, always, if you're not making at least profiting 10% of what your gross income is, you're probably not ready for financing. And that's at bare minimum.
That is a great, great number. You're exactly right. If you're not, if your margins don't support at least 10% of that.
At least 10%. So example, you know, most mid-sized businesses, if you're making $100,000, I want to see at least $10,000 on your bottom line that you profited. Because now I can come in and maybe give you a $50,000 loan to start you off, because you showed me the capacity that you can make the payment. So those are the type of things I try to educate clients on, to assure that they can, you know, sustain the capital that we're providing.
Got it. I want to shift gears a little bit. Let's talk about your projects. You know, as I was doing some, again, I know I'm lucky enough to know you, but I've done some research and was able to take a look at some of the things that you're involved in. And lady, you wear a bunch of hats. You have a lot of things going on. Let's talk about Elevate Her Foundation and what inspired you to begin that platform specifically for young girls.
Well, thank you so much for bringing that up. Well, Elevate Her Foundation was a platform I created. To be honest, it was, I'm not sure how, you know, spiritual you are, but God gave it to me. I was like,
hey, I am very spiritual.
So
trust
God
me.
gave it to me. God gave it to me. I used to be a recreational cheer coach at the parks, the rec parks. And respectfully, I just seen so much of the attention go to the boys. And I was like, man, these girls are working just as hard. Right. But
they all want to talk about football, right?
Like just the football. But outside of the football, I just felt like, you know, these girls were so talented. Outside of even cheer, they wanted to do so many other things, right? So I said, you know, and one of the things I never seen growing up is having programs like this led by a Black woman. So that was something that I don't see very often. So I wanted to show young girls that look like me to say, hey, you can come from these environments, but you don't have to be, as I mentioned earlier, the
A
product of
product
these
of
environments.
yeah.
So so I wanted to so basically the foundation started out of that. And then from there, it just kind of, it's growing, and I'm very grateful. So now, as you know, we have a cheer program, which is my Pink Heat team. That's the name of them. We just did competition. We have a golf program.
Yay!
Yeah. So the golfing, that's something, in my later years as an adult professional, realized how important that was in networking and getting in
Mhm.
front of people. And once I started the golf, at first it was a very hard buy-in from the girls. Like they're like, "Oh, Coach Landy, you
No,
guys,
I don't want to do that.
oh my
I want to
goodness."
break my fingernails. Yeah, I got
Exactly. They
it.
didn't get it until they started, to be honest, until they started seeing other girls, black and brown girls. They're like, oh, wow, I didn't know there was access to this. And I'm partnered up now with partnering up with an organization called Youth on Course, which is a nationwide organization that, helps some level of support to carry the burden for the girls that want to go to specific golf courses. So, for instance, if they want to use whatever golf course that's in their network, they only have to pay $5. That's not something.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that is not something that you
Round of
probably.
golf now in South Florida is beginning to cost anywhere from $65 to $120. So the fact that is breaking down a barrier that is just unbelievable that they get that kind of access to a golf course and to be able to fall in love with the game, right? Because
Absolutely.
falling in love with the game is absolutely, as an avid golfer, I know it's life changing, and I will tell you 100%. 50% of the business that I do on the golf course. 50%.
Absolutely, that as well. And then now I'm trying to launch my tennis program. So
Mhm.
again, it's a lot for one person, as you mentioned, but I think it's important. I really do. I really do think it's important for these girls to
Yeah.
have access. But one of the things that also differentiates the program outside of the sports element, what's
Hmm.
very important, it's the college readiness and the financial literacy
Absolutely.
that comes with the program. I think if we can teach these girls financial literacy anyone that is, it doesn't have to be girls specifically, but if we can get the financial literacy at a very early age, I
Hmm.
think that helps, right? When the girls keep constantly asking their parents, "Oh, mom or dad, send me Cash App or Zelle." What is Cash App? Those are the type of things I try to.
Yeah.
How does Cash App work? So they
Yeah.
kind of see if what does a loan look like? If you
Right.
my
Right.
daughter,
Right.
for
Right.
instance,
Listen.
she asked me for $50. I said, I'm going to lend you the money. And I'm going to lend it to you.
She wasn't quite
And
ready
how do
for
you
that
pay?
though.
And how do you
Yeah.
pay it back? Maybe by chores, maybe by whatever. But
Yeah.
but showing them at a very early age what that kind of looks like. So again, my goal is to ultimately see more young women or young girls that look like me in my industry. It's for the most part, in many of the financial rooms I go into, it's not a lot of black
Yeah.
professionals or black financiers.
We have about 2 minutes before the break. We have about 2 minutes before we go to break. Can we talk a little bit about? I didn't mean to talk. We have about a minute and a half before we go to break. Talk to me a little bit about Boss Up Brunch.
Oh wow, you did your research for real. So Boss Up Brunch was a networking event.
Absolutely, I'm not playing around.
Yeah, that was a networking event I put together for bosses, right? And to just kind of go somewhere where you can have a good time, but also talk business and network. Because that's something I also feel like we don't have a lot of, and specifically in South Florida, I can say, is having these brunches where people, like-minded entrepreneurs, CEOs, head of their organizations come in, because that's a different type of the type of struggles or type of things that they go through. I think they
Oh,
need to speak
absolutely.
to each other and gaining, some type of advice from each other, what worked, what didn't work. So putting folks like that in a room, I thought was very important.
I know that you have this servant's heart to work with
Yeah.
women and things like that. But is is this brunch for men as well, or what's
It's
your
for
focus?
everyone. So it's for everyone. So it's that's why I
Cool.
wanted to make sure I put that brunch together, because I didn't want my gentlemen to feel left out, right? And saying, hey, there's an opportunity for you guys as well. And getting like-minded individuals in a room together to kind of, to network, I thought was very, very important to do.
That's very, very cool. Now we're going to take one more commercial break, and when we come back, there's some other things that I want to talk to you about what your vision is for the ecosystem for Black businesses in South Florida, because you're plugged into it. We'll be right back. I can't wait to talk to you to finish this.
No problem.
February 19th to the 22nd. Join your favorite culinary stars at the Food Network South Beach Wine and Food Festival.
It's going to be amazing.
Don't miss out on the gastronomic extravaganza that's making waves.
If you haven't been, you are missing it.
Take part in masterclasses, tastings, exclusive events, and so much more. Proceeds benefit educational programs and scholarships at Florida International University.
And buy your tickets early because they're going to go quick.
Get your tickets now at SoBWFF.org.
Welcome home to Kitchen and Cocktails by Kevin Kelly, America's best comfort food. Guess what? Reservations are now open, and we cannot wait to serve you with the finest Southern food this country has seen. Kitchen and Cocktails by Kevin Kelly. Go to Open Table and book your reservation now, or find us on Instagram at Kitchen Cocktails with a K USA. Welcome home. Book your reservation now.
To learn more about what we do, to get involved in our mission to help all of Broward's children learn, grow, and thrive, or to find a program or service for your children, visit us at cscbroward.org. The Children's Services Council of Broward County. Our focus is our children.
Welcome back. We're with Myrlande Simeon of BBIF. Myrlande, one of the things about entrepreneurs and business leaders is burnout and mental health, right?
Mm-hmm.
You wear a lot of hats. You have a lot of different leadership roles, both civic and entrepreneurial. How do you manage that balance? You're a mother. You have a lot going on. How do you manage and avoid burnout?
Very good question. So for me, I'm high energy in all aspects of my life. I'm a true advocate of work hard, play hard. So I'm going to take a vacation. I'm going to go. One thing about me, I need to change the scenery. I don't play about my vacations. At least twice a year, and that's my vacation.
Okay.
For me, wherever that may be. So that's one of the things. I'm a very social person. So you'd be like, oh my God, Lande, another thing. Another thing I do event coordination in the Haitian community, like for their festivals. So that brings me joy. I love my Haitian music. So I go to a lot of their concerts to unwind. Okay. So things like that. So for the most part, I think it's very important to find that balance, because you can get burnt out and you go home and you think about it. Because one thing about me, Jay, I'm going to turn it off. The minute I come home, I'm turning it off. When I'm out there, like I listen, I'll turn on a Netflix. I know how to turn it off. And I think that's what a lot of, people in these positions do. They come and they think thank God that's never been an issue that I've had.
Hey, there are a lot of people that can't do it. That's one of the reasons why I asked that question, because I see people struggle with that all the time. It's 24/7. You're on 24/7, and you don't take care of your mental health, and then they all of a sudden things happen and they explode or they snap, and it's because of the fact that they're not there's no balance, right? Yeah. I have one last question I got to ask you, right? You've had a lot of recognitions and awards. Legacy Magazine, most powerful Black professional, community champion, and a laundry list of that. What does that stuff mean to you? What are those awards, that recognition, what do they mean to you?
Well, most of them I didn't even know like I was nominated for. I listen, whoever watching this, thank you. I still don't even know like who nominated me for them. But I'll say this, it makes me feel seen, Jay. It makes me feel like all this work is not in vain, right? Although I don't do it for the recognition, I really don't. But it's, again, to show people in our community, and I'm going to keep saying it, we don't have to be the product of our environment. It's very important for me to stress that. So when I'm in these rooms, getting these, prestigious awards, I think that I'm very thankful for, it's imperative. I think to answer your question in short, it just makes me feel seen. So that's very important to me.
Right. Well, I will tell you this. In this particular episode of this interview, I wanted people out there watching to get to know who you were, right? Your psyche, your mentality, the kind of things that you were involved in. I'd love to talk to you again when we talk specifically about Black business and how to move Black businesses from one place to the next and the things that they should be doing in order to get themselves prepared to make 2026 a better year. Love to have you back on the show where we're able to talk specifically about how to build that ecosystem, right? I wanted people to get people to know you today. And I think that folks after this will have some kind of idea about who you are, which is an important part of it. But the next time we talk, we're going to talk really specifically about Black businesses and preparing them. So with that being said, I want to thank everybody for watching, and be sure to subscribe on your YouTube channel and follow us on social media. And join us next week when we talk to another thought leader, and we'll tell another story about Black excellence. And until then, I always say keep building. Myrlande, Lande, keep doing what you're doing. Keep making a difference. As far as Legacy Magazine is concerned, I always like to thank them for making this important. Thank you for all you do. And finally, if it is to be, it's up to me.
Thank you.
See you next time.
Your organization's ability to thrive is dependent upon your vision, hard work, and the people you employ. Wolf Creek Consulting is a top-rated executive staffing firm specializing in placing professionals in finance, IT, healthcare, and construction. We're a boutique executive staffing firm that focuses on recruiting the best and brightest candidates that are not aggressively pursuing opportunities, but are keeping their options open. From recruitment to workforce management, we offer solutions that reduce your human cost and turnover. We work with clients under several different options to include permanent placement, temporary, and temp to hire. Our clients are our partners, and we work to understand the job requirements and skills required for a candidate to be successful. Intelligent Staffing Solutions. To learn more, please give us